Hey guys, meteorologist Lindsey Slater here. So I just kind of wanted to show you where we are in the solar cycle. So one of the biggest things is right now we are solar cycle 25. So this is what it looks like. Worked our way up starting in 2020, was working our way up. That's the ascending phase there. Hit the peak in August of 2024 with 216 sunspots. And that's monthly values. So it basically just kind of showcases the peak based on sunspots. And then now we're in the descending phase. Now, during the ascending and descending phase, we can get big systems. I mean, we just had those two big solar storms that impacted us a few weeks ago that brought us 2 days in a row of vibrant auroras. So, and that's when the monthly values are continuing to fluctuate in the 100 zone. Now, if we take this further out, you can see toward the bottom of your screen, we're solar cycle 25 is actually pretty lower. If you see right here, a lower compared to previous years. So if I actually show you, one of our bigger solar storms actually occurred in October of 2020 or 2003. One of our biggest ones that we've had in years, over the last basically 2 decades, happened in October of 2003. And look at those monthly values, they were in the 90s. So, and that was also a descending phase of a solar cycle. So there still is something that this solar cycle could have up its sleeve. So I do want to show you right now, space weather conditions are fine. We have some fast solar winds. So basically a coronal hole is kind of pointed toward the earth. And what that means is that you can get some minor geomagnetic fluctuations, not like a big plasma chunk that comes out of the sun like what we've had previously, but you can get these fluctuations in the solar wind, and that can cause itself some geomagnetic storming with the magnetosphere of the Earth. So, right now, there's nothing predicted, but we could see some G1 levels later on tomorrow as that solar wind does peak. And again, if we take a look here at our sun, let's put it forward in motion here. This is from our SUVI, and you can see there's some flaring regions going on here close to center disk, also up here, but this is the coronal hole that I'm talking about. So if I pop up the HelioViewer and show up 211 angstroms, which is the one I have currently put up here, let's go to the newest one. Yeah, that's a very healthy coronal hole. It's also getting into the negative polarity region right here as well. So that is pretty interesting to see that. You don't see that here. You see a little bit of it. You see the bigger one right there. But yeah, this is definitely a fast speed stream that we're dealing with that can cause some geomagnetic fluctuations. I just like seeing it forward in motion. I do want to pop up the 131 that shows us good flaring regions. And right now, I would assume we're getting some flaring regions out of 4292. If I pop up the 171, I can probably see it a little clearer. Yeah, look at that. It's beautiful, actually, if you see it. But and over here, we're really gonna have to watch these guys right here. These guys could give us some more tricks later this week. This would be, oh goodness, 4291. So if I look at the solar synoptic map from SWIPSE's website right now, this is what it looks like. And they do have some of these sections marked with some of that, the polarities. We have positive polarity. I apologize. I called that negative. I was thinking equatorial word. So it's in the southern part of the sun's hemisphere, but also we have a positive polarity there, positive polarity here as well. These are the two more prominent coronal holes. We also have negative and negative. So we're getting closer to the winter solstice. It's usually during the equinoxes that we have more of these, what are they called? SNAP. So it is spring negative, autumn positive. So during the autumnal season, so that would be the one we're in right now, if we have a positive coronal hole, that interacts with Earth better. If it's a negative coronal hole like these ones up here, won't matter as much. So I think these are the two that we should probably watch. And it's just like a trick, like a acronym trick I learned while getting my space weather certificate, but pretty interesting to see that. There are lots of filaments that are starting to launch and things happening on the other side of the sun. So, yeah, that's my little space weather update for you guys today. There's a lot going on in the world of weather as well. I'll have that obviously posted way over there. You guys can check out the weather of the day for Southeast Wisconsin. But otherwise, I think that's really it. I think I'll just show one more tiny thing, and that is going to be SWIPSE's main page here. If we go to products and data, I can look at some of the solar wind and see if there's anything that I see here. Where's my solar? I always forget where it is. There we go. Solar cycle. Where's my solar wind? Real-time solar wind. There we go. Looking at the yikes. I don't like looking at that at all. How about the last? One day is fine. One day looks good. Actually, I'm gonna go back to like 6 hours. It's a little easier for me to interpret here. And I am seeing negative BZs, nothing too exciting, but I would expect that solar wind. As you can see how it has gone up 500, 500, and then there's the arrival of that high speed stream. So we're fluctuating in these 5s to 7s. So, and the temperature is going up a little bit as well. So that's pretty, I believe that's a little bit more obvious for a solar speed stream. So I'll keep a close eye on that for you guys. There was some negative BZs here going on for a little while. So we could have actually seen some storming. Nothing too impressive, but yeah, pretty cool to see that. All right, guys, you have a good one. I will check with you guys in early next week. Or if we have anything interesting happening with our sun, I will be posting it here as well.